ch 13. After school, Seon notices a change in Jinsung. He seems different, worn out. The squad heads to a location known only to the surgeons, guided by a teacher's instruction. Giyong leads them to a bank's entrance, where students from Hawan High await. Strangely, the students show interest only in Seon, triggering his frustration. He proudly proclaims his rank and squad leadership, demanding attention. A boy from Seojong High extends a friendly handshake, but Giyong's rudeness prevails. Seon steps in, scolding Giyong for jeopardizing their training scores. The boy introduces himself as Lee Seonghwa, leader of the first aid class. The bank's connection to the school becomes apparent, yet 3 guards treat them like children on a field trip. Seon introduces herself as the section leader of the second year 10th platoon, 3rd squad. She requests Seonghwa's assistance in dividing the class into temporary squads to impress the bank. Amid the relaxed atmosphere and snacking, Jinsun's mind races with worries of potential mishaps. Seonghwa approaches, asking if Jinsun was with Seon earlier. Jinsun's thoughts wander, considering whether to inform the squad or section leader. Ultimately, he decides against it. Seonghwa invites Jinsun for a drink from the vending machine, sparking hesitation. Is this a trap? ch 14. Nonetheless, Jinsun accepts. Seonghwa praises Jinsun's carefree nature and hints at his hidden prowess. Jinsun confirms it's his motto. Seonghwa inquires about Jinsung's combat ability and rank, to which Jinsung proudly responds, he's a double F rank champion. Intrigued by Jinsun's nonchalant demeanor, Seonghwa watches in awe as Jinsun casually tosses a can into the bin, sealing the moment with an impressive display of precision. Jinsun was a skilled combatant, while Seonghwa had chosen to specialize in first aid due to his not-so-quick reflexes. One sunny day, Jinsun curiously inquired about Seonghwa's Edeya. With a confident smile, Seonghwa summoned his Edeya, revealing a unique power, the ability to transform his hand into a sharp blade. Impressed, Jinsun praised Seonghwa's skill and foresaw great potential in his ability. However, as they chatted, Seonghwa shared his secret longing to switch to combat, though he thought his dream might never come true. Encouragingly, Jinsun reminded him that first aid was just as crucial as combat, allowing him to save lives in a different way. Seonghwa felt uplifted by Jinsun's words, realizing the significance of his role. As they strolled back, Seonghwa couldn't help but wish he could use his Edeya to save lives beyond the academy's walls. Little did they know that a dramatic turn of events was about to unfold. Their day took an unexpected twist when the infamous teacher arrived late, as usual. The teachers assigned grades based on student performance, and Jinsun, unfortunately, received an F rank. This didn't bother him much, as he knew it was just part of the training process. When the teachers left to get coffee, they inadvertently left the front door unguarded, assuming nothing would happen. Inside, students seemed carefree, not suspecting any trouble. However, their peace was shattered when a group of menacing individuals dressed in black combat suits stormed the bank. Chaos ensued as the intruders attacked the guards. One guard met a tragic fate at the hands of a man wielding a massive sword. The intruders claimed to be South Korean comrades, but suspicions arose that they might be North Korean spies due to their combat attire. ch 15. A leader among the intruders stood out with a scarred face and red glowing eyes, displaying formidable power. He challenged the remaining guards to face him, showcasing his prowess with a deadly sword. The situation was dire, and panic spread among the students. Sensing the danger, Seon assessed the energy levels of the intruders, and realized they were far stronger than anyone anticipated. Seon took charge, urging everyone to take cover and manifest their Edeyas. Squad leaders were tasked with organizing their teams. Amidst the chaos, the intruders demanded money and revealed themselves as the Great Pestilence Syndicate, a ruthless terrorist group known for their cruelty and global havoc. Seon boldly confronted the leader, refusing to back down. A tense standoff ensued as Seon prepared for a one-on-one battle. ch 16. Seon's determination inspired some students to cheer her on, but Jinsun understood the gravity of the situation. He whispered to Seonghwa that they needed to escape, delaying the terrorists' pursuit. Meanwhile, Seon valiantly faced off against the leader, using her wits and agility to fend off his attacks. However, even her skill couldn't protect her forever. Seon was eventually struck, wounded and bleeding on the ground. Seeing her courage, Jinsun shouted for everyone to follow him in a hasty retreat. The leader admired their quick decision-making and ordered his comrades to capture them all. As the intruders closed in, Seon rose once more, her spirit unbroken. Impressed by her resilience, the leader offered her a chance to join them. The students' fate hung in the balance as they weighed their options in this high-stakes confrontation. but she refuses, saying she cannot trust him. He introduces himself as Kim Il-jung, the greatest military commander and politician, the son of North Korea. Se-yeon starts to back off, thinking there must be a bounty on his head, as he's the greatest criminal. She says she can buy him spicy rice cakes with all the reward, leaving Kim to laugh hysterically. He got an order to rob a bank with students inside and pull out roots with these students. He thinks it's worth coming here. Finally, Se-yeon gets her blade back by flying it to her. She says she still needs to learn much, but needs her blade for her ideya to work. CH 17. On the other side, the robbers find everyone except Jin-sun and Seonghwa, who are hiding in the bathroom. Jin-sun tells Seonghwa to rest, but worries they might get caught if they don't go further up and end up like the guards. Jin-sung knows Se-yeon can fight for a while, but not until the end. He tells Seonghwa they have to fight. Seonghwa wonders what a C and F rank can do, but Jensen tells him that souls don't have ranks. He tells about Se-yeon's rise from a D rank to an A rank, so Seonghwa shouldn't be sad about his rank. A guard comes towards the bathroom, and Jin-sun calms everyone down, telling them to focus and do what he says. The terrorist hears them and tells them to come out. Jin-sun comes out and jokes, asking the intruder to teach him his dialect. He threatens that the leader won't mind if a student loses an arm or leg while being captured. Jin-sun gets his dagger out, and the terrorist brings out his ideya, a B-rank weapon that can take his legs from 0 to 100 in a second. Jin-sun tells Seonghwa to run and activates his S-rank skill, Absolute Murder, boosting his abilities threefold. He dodges the terrorist's attack effortlessly and strikes him with his dagger, aiming for his abdomen. Jin-sun taunts the terrorist about going from 0 to 100 in a second. The terrorist is stunned that Jin-sun can see his soul name. Jin-sun destroys the terrorist's heel, needed for his skill. While Jin-sun contemplates how to kill the terrorist, Seonghwa urges him to run. Jin-sun responds by asking who needs to run, as his skill turns off when the opponent's ideya is destroyed or their life is taken. Jin-sun's eyes glow red, his ideya emanating power. Seonghwa sees his reflection in his eyes. CH 18. Jin-sun snaps out and notices the robber trying to escape. He tightens his grip and tells Seonghwa to run. Jin-sun observes the Seonghwa's hands acting as blades and his seemingly indestructible body, contemplating whether it's possible for him to not take damage. Seonghwa runs away, listening to him. Jin-sun decides to take Route 13 after the robber says he's no fun to fight with. The terrorist contemplates how he hid his power and realizes he needs to tell the leader. On the other side, now that Se-yeon has her blade, their fight resumes. She skillfully blocks Il-jung's sword attack with her blade. Il-jung comments her sword must have divine power to weaken his soul name. Her sword is called the Four Tigers' Evil Slayer, with a blade said to contain the spirit of the stars. Depending on the wielder's ability, it can slice an ideya above A rank. Se-yeon uses goblin swordsmanship, creating a phantom copy to attack Il-jung. He tries to persuade her to join his side, but she firmly refuses, stating she won't join forces with bastards like him. He aggressively attacks her with his blade, lamenting he won't have the pleasure of playing properly before killing her. Despite his attacks, Se-yeon remains unafraid and blocks each one. The leader of the terrorists, known for his immense strength as a brute force ideya, launched an attack using goblin swordsmanship against the defender. Her phantom copies tried to block the heavy blows, but it was tough going. Even her best defense wasn't enough to hold up against his powerful strikes. She had to figure out a way to buy time and keep the fight going. Out of nowhere, the leader's comrades entered the scene after apprehending some of their own who had tried to escape. They explained that they were split into two groups, one tasked with capturing those who had fled outside, and the other dealing with those still on the upper floors. This made Se-yeon realize that even though the situation was chaotic, the military had yet to intervene. It was like they were isolated from the outside world. One of her comrades, Il-jung, noticed her concern and revealed that their hideout was designed to appear like an ordinary bank to outsiders, using a special disguise to maintain secrecy. Se-yeon grasped the urgency of the situation. She knew she had to leave and seek help, but time was against her. If she left, her comrades might not survive by the time she returned. CH 19. Se-yeon found herself in a dilemma. The leader demanded to know where her earlier energy had disappeared to, while one of the captured individuals attempted to call for help using an emergency button, only to find that there was no signal. Il-jung explained that their hiding specialist made sure phones and call buttons wouldn't work, fearing that the troops might track them down. In a tense moment, Se-yeon intervened as Il-jung threatened a captured employee. She redirected his attention toward her by taunting him as a North monster. This drew his focus away from the employee. Things escalated, and Seon realized that protecting everyone was a difficult task due to the vast difference in strength. She could only try to stall and gain more time. As the situation intensified, the leader's threats grew more severe. He even suggested severing Seon's limbs and carrying her around in a bag as an honorable offer. Just then, Seonghwa entered the room, following Jinsung's instructions to assess the chaos on the first floor. Seonghwa introduced himself to Il-jung and shared information about the location of a safe with money on the 5th floor. The leader noticed that some of his comrades hadn't returned from the upper floors. He ordered the remaining members to find a boy while announcing a twisted game. He offered to spare the life of any comrade who brought him Seon's arm or leg. Chaos ensued, and students began questioning their chances of survival, considering how Seon had been protecting them all along. CH 20. Amidst the turmoil, Seonghwa approached Seon with a message of hope. He urged her to hold on a little longer and explained his decision to join her side against the terrorists. The leader questioned Seonghwa's loyalty, but Seonghwa remained steadfast beside Seon. The leader proposed a challenge for survival. If 10 of them managed to capture Seon's limb, they would be spared. Seon suggested a different option where both she and Seonghwa could escape alive, perhaps by eliminating everyone. The leader responded with maniacal laughter and accepted her proposition, but only if she managed to kill everyone herself. As the situation escalated, a girl stood up, arguing that the majority should survive. Seon clashed with her using her goblin swordsmanship, instructing the girl to fight however she could. Despite her skills, the girl eventually fell to Seon's attack and collapsed. In the midst of the chaos, Seon whispered something to the fallen girl, prompting a boy to comment on Seon's vanishing phantom copy, hinting at her growing fatigue. As the two girls continued to fight, Il-jung's excitement grew, fueled by the hope that they would eliminate each other. Suddenly a can rolls into the room, catching his attention. Then we see Jinsung standing on the stairs in front of the room, with his death stare that sends shivers down their spines. CH 21. In the darkness, Il-jung's eyes catch sight of a shadowy figure, and a surge of excitement courses through him. However, his excitement quickly turns to anger as Jinsun hurls something at him without any explanation, using his soul name. This disrespectful act triggers a wave of irritation within him. As the object reaches him, he realizes it's the severed limbs of his comrades. He becomes convinced that he is being underestimated, fueling his determination. Swinging his sword toward the ceiling, it crashes down. Seon reacts swiftly, summoning her phantom copy to shield the students from harm and support the collapsing ceiling. Threatening her, Il-jung warns that escaping means death for everyone, revealing comrades stationed outside. Heading to these comrades, he coldly instructs her to stay put. Despite not wanting to bear the burden, she understands she wouldn't have supported the ceiling if she really wanted revenge. After Il-jung departs, Seon orders the students to move away to survive. Some think of freeing Seon by moving, but facing her or Il-jung seems inevitable. A bold plan to break through the ceiling together is suggested, but halted by hesitation from the second squad leader. The first squad leader, who fought Seon earlier, calls out to her. Meanwhile, Jin-sun greets Il-jung amidst his fallen comrades, expressing delight at the entertainment from their arrivals. Surprised and impressed by Jin-sun, he offers him a prestigious position in the Great Pestilence Syndicate. After pondering, Jin-sung mumbles his decision and launches an attack against Il-jung. Il-jung counters, showcasing his strength, but Jin-sun evades skillfully. Il-jung realizes Jin-sun's ability to perceive soul names and discerns his strengths. The fight continues fiercely, with Jin-sun's eyes glowing red. What will happen next? Find out next time by staying tuned for our future recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great recaps.